What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I want to talk about a subject that I was speaking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about relationships. And if you notice, you'll see when certain women will be on different platforms speaking about relationships. And all of these women most of the women who will be on these platforms speaking about relationships, even it's mainly the famous women, be complaining about like how they're looking for a man, how they can't find a man, and and giving like basically like giving relationship advice and their opinions on like relationships and stuff like that. You'll see you see Lisa Ray, she's always on, talking about relationships. You'll see what's the other girl? Taraji, P. Henson, Jada Pinkett. All of these people with dysfunctional lives and relationships are always on talking about relationships, right? But you never really hear from people like Pauletta Washington or what's Debbie Allen or Angela Bassett, right? And so my thing is the people who really need to be who really need to who really should be giving advice on relationships and how to make relationships work. They're not even, they don't really give advice, or they don't really speak a lot on relationships. Like you will be really hard pressed to, like, if you look up any one of these women and try to get advice from them on relationships and stuff like that, you have to really, really dig and find to look for that type of advice from these women. So my thing is, maybe these women are just so busy, just trying to, they just so busy and focused on making their relationship work, and that they don't have time to really be, on different platforms and talking about, their relationships. Maybe there's something to the fact that, relationships should be private, and then so what the way you work on your relationship, it should be private, and only certain people should be privy to like what's going on in your relationship, mainly just you and your spouse, the person that you're in a relationship with. And so that just leads me to believe that it just shows me that you can't really seek wisdom from people who are on these platforms, talking about relationships and giving relationship advice. Most of what they say is like most of these women are like, like delusional, and like their information is coming from a position of not really being able to, they can't sustain a relationship themselves. And so they out here telling people like, don't put up with this, don't put up with that, don't do this and don't do that. When they are not the people that you should be listening to. You should be listening to people, like I said, like Denzel Washington wife, they've been married for years. Debbie Allen has been with her husband, Norm Nixon, for years. Angela Bassett and her husband have been together for years. And all of these women, they're just busy just doing making their, doing them and making sure that their life is where it should be, and going the way it should be going. Like when you think about even rappers who have been married for a long time, like what's the guy, LL Cool J, he's been married for years. You never see or hear anything from his wife. Snoop Dogg, you hardly ever see or hear anything from his wife. Um, you know, so wisdom, in my opinion, you have to seek wisdom. It's not like wisdom is going to come and find you. And so you have to be careful where you have to be very careful where you get your information from. And these platforms where these women are speaking all of the time and telling about relationships and how hard it is to find a man out here and all this other stuff, man. I don't think I don't think that women should be really looking to these. Got to be careful who you look to for wisdom, because and even in your own, I'm saying like even in your own circle, you can't really depend on the information you get from people within your own circle. Because a lot of times these women don't want to, they want to agree with you. Like I saw an episode, like Tia Mowry was talking to one of her friends about the relationship. And her friend just was not, I don't know if she didn't want to hurt her feelings, but she just refused to be honest with her and be straight up with her, and tell her like what she thought about the relationship or the moves that she was making with, in her relationship. And so, yeah, I think that wisdom is not something that's going to find you. You need to really seek wisdom, and it just takes time, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort. And I think the amount of time and effort that it takes to seek wisdom and to make a relationship work, that you wouldn't really, I guess you really wouldn't have time to be on different platforms, telling women, other women telling other women to how to have a successful relationship, or what to put up with in a relationship, or what moves to make in a relationship. It's just always a work in progress. And if it's a work in progress, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort, and it's going to take, it's going to take a lot of thought and consideration that goes into it. And it's going to, like I said, these women not going to have time to be out there, writing books, and that's not how it works. You can't read a book about a relationship and then go out and have a successful relationship. Just like I wouldn't be able to read a book about basketball, and go out and be, I have to go out there and actually play the sport. If I wanted to be a basketball player, I have to go out there and play the sport. I can't just read about it. I can't read a book that Michael Jordan wrote, or Tom Brady, and now all of a sudden I'm a quarterback. It don't work like that. You got to put in the work, and you really have to, like I say, you have to seek out wisdom. Wisdom is not, wisdom ain't going to be on these platforms. And so that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about, my statements or my comments. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.